Planet Raiders, man. We in the building. Yo, shout out to everybody already rocking in the building. I see all you guys, Hard Dog, Aaron, Team Raider, man. Everybody, John Beck, shout out to all of you guys. We're doing something a little different here. For those who don't know, we have a website. It's called Planet Raiders. We were trying to actually really unveil that this season, but we're working out some kinks behind the scenes to make sure that this thing is actually right. We want this to be sustainable. We want to hold up. We want this to be one of the best Raider sites out there. These two brothers of mine are writers on there, also podcasters. For those who don't know, Kane Town's been around for many moons. He's been on the channel pretty much since day one. He used to come on all the fan shows, you know, the one with the terrible Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I'm fucking around. Shout out to my brother Kane Town, man. And also, I know my brother at some point wants to create his own podcast. So that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? We're here to push our brothers in the right direction and get seen. You know what I mean? And I want you guys to know, man, like literally at Planet Raiders, we're missing 2-3 of our people actually right now. Raiders.scout. He's in Jacksonville right now, you guys. So he's at the game. He could not come on. Waste is doing some family stuff. And also, you know what, though? Hammer and Andy as well. They're Planet Raiders as well. You know what I mean? This is going to be a movement where we're trying to create a bunch of bloggers, writers, podcasters. I mean, it's endless opportunities over here, Raiders, at Planet Raiders, man. Big Mike, let everybody know what you got going on. I know you have a actual podcast yourself. What is it called? It's called Unbiased Football Talk Podcast. You can catch it on Spotify, right?
Yeah, you can catch Unbiased Football Talk on Spotify. You can check us out on Apple Podcasts if you don't do Spotify. It's me and a couple of shipmates when we were together in the Navy, and we just talk football, man. We started off talking football on the ship, and when we parted ways, we were like, hey, let's continue this and let's show the world what we can do. And that's where we're at right now. So yeah, Unbiased Football Talk, and I've been doing a little bit of stuff with the Men of Order.
Men of Order. I got next, right?
Yep, I got next Men of Order with AG and Chad and all them guys over there doing prop bets and things like that. So we're having a good time, man. I'm keeping things flowing and stuff. And hey, thanks for having me on your show, bro. I've been wanting to do this for a good minute. For a good minute.
Listen, man. I believe in you two fellas, man. And you guys are two really good, humble dudes. And whatever I can do, you know what I mean, in order to get us all on the same page and get up here, that's what we're trying to do over here at Planet Raiders, man. Shout out to my brother Kane Town, man. Let everybody know in the nation what you got going on, where they can follow you, where you from. You know what I mean? Let everybody know a little bit of history about yourself, brother.
For sure. So, man, I'm Kane Town Raider, man. I get that name from being from Spokane, Washington. It's a little name we got for our city over here, Kane Town. Right now, I kind of just run on Twitter and Instagram here and there. I do spaces. Kind of been a little inconsistent lately, but I'm planning on getting that rolling on a weekly basis. Getting ready. I want to get a Raider podcast going here soon. Just waiting to get my a good mic, good camera setup, maybe a green screen like you guys. We'll see how it goes.
Well, to be honest, man, the sound looks good. The quality is good, bro. Look, man, that shit comes. You take steps, man. Take baby steps. You remember Kane Town when I was doing this shit? I didn't have a mic. I was in the garage. Yeah. The lighting was terrible. I'm still dealing with lighting issues and shit like that. So I mean, as long as you got the knowledge, my brother, which I know you do, that's all that matters, man. We're gonna get you right with that mic, get you right with that green screen as well. But everybody in the nation, man, make sure if you guys can give my guys a follow on Twitter, on IG, Big Mike Raider, man, Canetown Raider. These guys do hella good work, and they're only gonna do better. I'm telling y'all now, Planet Raiders is gonna be different. With that being said, we have a game today, you guys. We're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars in Duval County. We are 2-5. Nothing to really be happy about. The only thing that's worse than us is the Jaguars. They're 2-6. At this point, man, I'm going to hand the ball off a little bit to both my brothers. The offensive side of the ball, I'm going to give it to Canetown, man. I know that DC has been struggling. You know, last week he had an interception, 101 yards passing, I believe. What was he sacked four times, I believe? Was it 4 to 6 times? Somewhere around there.
Something gross like that.
Yeah, man. It wasn't looking too good for the guy, man. What do you expect out of DC4 today, brother?
I want him to go back to what he was doing the previous 3 weeks when Josh was tearing it up. I want him to game manage. We don't need DC going out there and trying to take over the game, man. Give it to Josh. Let him run. I mean, the Jags do have pretty damn good run defense. They got the 7th best rush defense in the league, but our line they don't like to block for Carr, but they like to block for Josh. So, so pound the rock.
That's the real shit.
Yeah. But I don't know what it is. It seemed like every single one of them run block better than they pass block, except for maybe Colton. But yeah, hand it to Josh. Maybe get some of our younger backs involved now. I've been waiting for that, man. I want to see Zeus. I want to see Amir Abdullah. I feel like Amir Abdullah would do a fall.
Oh shit! There goes Canetown's Wi-Fi. There it goes. I knew it was gonna happen. Let me get Canetown out real quick. He'll pop back in real quick. For those who don't know, Darren Waller was just I think we all kind of seen this coming, right? He was ruled out today.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that, Big Mike?
Man, there was talks. I mean, I know you saw that report earlier with they're saying that they're trying to ship Waller to the Packers.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wish that had happened, bro, at this point, because anything would have been good at this point. Anything. Yeah. And we haven't seen Waller in like about a year, it seems like. I mean, he was hurt most of last year, and it's like, what are we getting with Waller? So at this point, even if it was reports saying that, the Raiders turned down a 2nd round pick, which I don't understand. I would have taken a second for him. But, if that was the case, man, I would have taken even a 3rd or a 4th at this point, bro, because it's like,
yeah. But see, I have a hard time believing that Green Bay actually made a real connection with us on trying to get Darren Waller for the second time. They got $6 million in cap space, I believe. I think it would have cost $11 million in order to take Darren Waller's contract on this year. Usually they don't like to give up draft capital before the trade deadline. They're very inactive a lot of the times. That's why their fan base hates them, because these guys don't go out and they're not really active at the trade deadline. I feel like Green Bay is trying to throw some things out there to kind of appease their fan base in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that they said that they were in on the Brandon Cooks sweepstakes, that they reached out to who else was there? There was someone else that they reached out to in order to try to bring in. Now it's Darren Waller. I don't know how true this shit is, to be real with y'all. But if it was a 2nd round pick, I really think that Zeke would have pulled the trigger on that, bro. I really do.
And you know what? There's a difference between calling somebody up and saying, "Here, I got Darren Waller for this," and they say no. Yeah. And like actually having serious discussions, like, "Hey, let's talk about this. Let's negotiate this. Let's put some on paper and let's go. Let's make this happen." Yeah. It's a big difference between the two.
Claypool, that's what it was, Hammer. They were in on Claypool. They offered a 2nd for him, I believe. That's what they said. Yeah. So you got that, and then on I look at it from a different lens. You said the first one that they're trying to appease the Packers fan base. Yeah, I think that this was put up to appease us as a fan base. It could be both, because it's like, what is the front office doing at this point? What are we doing in the front office? We haven't made any moves. We're talking about being patient, this and that.
So let's throw out a little cookie for him. Like, hey, we were trying to get rid of Darren Waller. We're trying to make things work. We're trying to do things. Here you go, Raider fan base. This is for you. This is what we've been trying to do.
Okay.
So, I see it both ways, bro. Like it could be both ways. It kind of helps each other out, fan base, each fan base out with that kind of thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it would kind of suck as well, though, to know that, if we did trade Wilder, Foster's still not under contract next year. Jesper's a free agent. At this point, we pretty much don't have any tight ends under contract. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? But if you could get a second in a deep draft, I really love this draft class. I know a lot of people think, I don't really like, it's not as deep as you. I like this draft class. I think this is a very, very underrated draft class. If you have 2 twos, you could potentially move up and go get your quarterback of the future. Or let's just say you want to go get a lineman. You want to go get whatever you can. There's a lot to play with. You can move up and down the board with all that draft capital. Before we were rudely interrupted by Cane Town's legendary Wi-Fi.
No. It's not the Wi-Fi. So what's going on is you can see by the U-Haul boxes. I just moved.
Okay.
So my good charger for my laptop's packed away. So I got this shit sitting.
Oh, died.
I got this shit sitting here on 1%. But it's on a charger, but it's not a good charger.
Hey, come on, big man. Hey, man, we got to get on our guy, man. He got to be ready for this shit, man.
Right.
Here we go.
It won't happen after today.
Kane, let me ask you. What do you expect from DC statistically today? And this is for everybody that plays fantasy. This is for everybody that's just a clear-cut Raider fan and wants to see this guy succeed. What are you expecting out of him today statistically? We'll go to Jacobs. We'll go to Devontae in a minute. I just want to see, what is your take on what DC does today, numbers-wise?
I think you get a run-of-the-mill DC game. I think you get a 20 for 30, 225 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
I'll take that at this point, bro. I'll take that, bro.
And what is Jacksonville? Aren't they like the 21st, 22nd ranked passing defense?
21st.
Okay, somewhere around. Okay, yeah. So we can get rid of the ball today. And I was telling Hammer this earlier on his show that we've never had a receiver like Devontae Adams before, ever. Like when have you thought? Can we go back and say we had the best wide receiver on our roster at the time?
Brown.
We had Timmy. That's my favorite athlete of all time. But let's just be real. Timmy's not. There was no point where Tim Brown was the best wide receiver in the league. We got Jerry at the end of his career, still was really, really good. But we have Devontae Adams. I think this guy is a different breed. He's going to come out today and say, DC, feed me the fucking ball. I'm taking this shit personal. Not only am I a football player, but I'm a Raider fan. I'm coming off of a poor performance with the flu, 1 reception for 3 yards. Feed me the fucking ball. That's why I think today Devontae Adams gets 2 TDs and has like 150 yards.
I love it.
I think we expose that defense, their 21st ranked passing defense, and we go out there and we do what we're supposed to do. Get the pass to open up the run. Yes, you said, Kane, that they're the 7th best run defense. So, hey, go out there, pass the ball around, fling it. And I know usually you want to set up the run to set up the pass. Right. Today, maybe set up the pass to get the run going. I don't know. You have to game plan against every different team that you play differently. And I feel like if that's a weakness of theirs, go out there and exploit that. Get Devontae Adams the ball. Make your superstar happy. And I think that we do that today. What do you got for Devontae, Kane?
For Devontae, okay. So let's say I gave you what I got for Carr for
Andrew. Jayon has been injured too. He's been dealing with injuries, brother, and he's just been terrible in coverage even when he's not hurt.
I got you for Carr. What I think, the safe bet. What I think we could see is we could see a 300 yards in Carr's first 3 touchdown game in many, many moons. For Devontae, I think no matter what game Carr has, I think he's going to run the pass through Devontae. I think we get Devontae 10 catches, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I love it for fantasy and for Raiders. I love it. I love it.
I like it.
So you're saying that means we're going to feed Devontae. What does that leave left for Josh? What are we doing with Josh today?
I see Josh like you remember last year and the year before, Josh would get a ton of carries, but he'd only get like 70, 80 yards. But he'd get his ass in the end zone.
Yes.
So I got Josh for I say about 20 carries, 75 yards, 2 TDs.
I love that. I was going to say 85 2 TDs. I love that. Okay. I love it. Now, another non-existent guy on the offense that got a really, really, really nice deal in the offseason. What are we looking like with Hunter Renfrow today, man?
It's so hard to tell with Hunter right now. You don't know if you're getting concussed out there running in circles, Renfrow, or if you're going to get 2021 Renfrow.
Yeah.
I say 5 catches, 55 yards.
I love it.
To be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, I'll take it. And that actually sounds very, very realistic to me.
I got Waller on my hamstring.
There we go. Moon over my hammy. Big Mike, what we looking like on the defensive side of the ball? We've struggled to get to the quarterback. I think we're last in sacks in the NFL. We've struggled like recently, really, really bad as of late, putting pressure on quarterbacks. I mean, Chandler, he's been playing the run well, which is kind of a shocker to me because a lot of Cardinal fans were coming for us saying you guys do not understand how bad Chandler is against the run. He's been playing it really good. He's been setting the edge, but it's the stats, the big stats that matter, right? Getting to the quarterback, creating turnovers. What are you expecting from this defensive line today, man?
So the defensive line, I mean, stopping the run hasn't been the problem with them, bro. Like, and as far as the Jaguars go, the last couple of games, they've been feeding Travis Etienne heavy. He's the bell cow guy now.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be a good matchup as far as, strong against strong, but I think that the Raiders, they have a top 10 rush defense. So they, and so do the Jaguars. They got a pretty good rush defense as well. So that's going to cancel each other out. My concern is, our coverage linebackers or lack thereof, and I think that's where we get exploited in this game. I think the Jaguars will get Christian Kirk cooking, and I think that he'll get Zay Jones, slot receivers. Anybody who's playing the slot today is going to eat today, and what's his name? Evan Ingram as well. I think he's going to get a touchdown in this game as well. I think he's going to have his biggest game of the season for him. So that's something to look forward to.
It feels like if Ingram's not dropping the ball, he's making a big play. He's like a boomer bust tight end. You know what I mean? He has a real problem with his hands with catching a football, but when he does catch, he makes big plays. I'm hoping that you're wrong, Big Mike, but to be real with you, my brother, I actually really, really agree with you. I think that we got to keep an eye on Ingram today. They're going to exploit those linebackers. We have a terrible, terrible linebacker core when it comes to coverage. We know Denzel's not going to go out there and cover. Blake Martinez has been okay. Divine Diablo has not lived up to the billing that I thought he would do this season. Yes, he has 1 million tackles, great, but he has not been great in coverage. Jayon Brown has been dealing with injuries, and also he's just been dealing with just terrible, just not been playing good football at all.
Yeah.
At this point,
what? Can I throw something in there? I'm gonna put my nerd hat on, bro, if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
So the Raiders and the Jaguars, just as far as numbers go, I'm looking at yards per play right here, and yards per play is basically a good indicator on how successful a team has been. So the Raiders have offensively, they have 5.6 yards per play, which is like a fringe top 10, right? The Jaguars have 5.7, which is fringe top 10 as well. The problem where we stand is that we're giving up 5.8 yards per play, which is 24th in the league. So, defensively, that's a concern for me, especially with the Jaguars, who's a top 10 yards per play team right now. And they're coming off of 5 straight games they lost, but they're losing by 1 possession. Yeah. So
close games.
This is not a slouch. This is not a slouch we're dealing with.
Think about that. There's 2 struggling teams that have lost a lot of close games. Outside of the New Orleans game, every game has been pretty much down to 1 possession. So yeah, man. Hey, look, both these teams need a win desperately. I don't know why I got it 28-14. I just feel like something clicks today. Like I said, maybe it's just me being a stupid Raider fan. It is what it is. But it may be a close game. And Trevor Lawrence has struggled this year. I think he has 10 TDs, 6 INTs or something, somewhere around there, like a passer rating at 84, 85, somewhere around that range.
Yeah, he's low. His QBR is real low. It's like one of the bottom for starters in the league right now. So
we have to get him to turn the ball over. I'm really relying heavily on these corners today. I need to see Rock Ya-Sin do some damage. I need to see a Meek bring it back to that Denver or that Arizona game. We need all hands on deck on the defensive side of the ball in order to keep these guys at bay. Who is your MVPs on the defensive side of the ball today, Big Mike?
You know what? It's gonna be hard to give it to Max Crosby. That's a status quo kind of deal. Usually you can't go wrong with Max Crosby, but the Jaguars are third in giving up sacks in the league, and we're last in getting sacks. But Max Crosby is the one that's getting his. He's the only one getting his. Yeah. It's gonna come down to quarterback play. It's gonna come down to what Trevor Lawrence does and mistakes he makes late in games. Yeah. And I would give, honestly, I'm giving it to Merrick this time. I think Merrick he's gonna
let's go. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the MVP. I think he's gonna get an interception late in the game to seal it, and I think that'll be just enough to give him that MVP. I
like that. Merrick needs a big game, man. It's been forever. Especially last week, it killed me. Like watching him get that 1 foot in, like he was still at TCU. I struggle with that play. Like that could have been a momentum swinger. You know what I'm saying? Like that could have been a situation where we could have went down, put some points up on the board. It just felt like it was quicksand last week. Like anytime we got any type of small amount of momentum, shit just went haywire. But I agree with you, brother. I agree. What are you expecting out of the Jags offense, Cane Town, before your internet rudely interrupts us again?
Okay, one more time. I'm frustrated as hell with this.
No, you know what? I'm not going to ask you that. I'm going to say this. Does this afternoon game on the East Coast, does that come back to haunt us again? We know in recent history, we've not been really able to travel out to the East Coast and play these early type of games. Does that affect what we got going on? Because I'm gonna be real with you. I watched these guys. I don't know if you guys seen the video on IG. The Raiders uploaded. The only person that actually looked happy walking in that building was Josh Jacobs. I swear it looked like everybody was fucking depressed.
He knows he's getting a payday.
He's about to get paid, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. I think Clee was the only other person that was like this. You know what I'm saying? And we know Clee ain't really gonna do too much. So but it just looks as though this team just looks so fucking defeated, man. Like body language wise and on the field, bro. Like, does this hour change? Like, and then for those who don't know, the extra hours sleep, that may help a little bit. But does this come into play today? Do you think that has anything to do with this team?
I think we'll know exactly what we're getting them from the first drive. I think first drive we're going to go down and put up 7. If that happens, we'll know that they got their mind right. They're back to what kind of where we were in Houston. Hopefully, where we're playing Houston. Hopefully, but. Man, if we come out and we go 3 and out in DC's throwing on 3rd and 5 behind the line of scrimmage, you kind of know what it's going to be. I think we can all do that. I think we can all watch the first maybe 1 or 2 drives a game and kind of see where things are going.
Yep.
What's good,
bro?
What's up, man?
Hey, so have you tuned in, Wasted? Have you seen what we've been talking about?
Man, I was trying to find somewhere to park. I left the arena. I've been driving around fucking Trenton. And not at all, brother. Not yet.
Give us some bold takes today, man.
Well, I got a bold take. Fucking,
I got a feeling this shit gonna be crazy. Okay.
No, it's not even that crazy. I got a feeling that Zeus gets a lot of touches today because I think that. If Josh McDaniels is smart, he realizes that his vehicle to winning a football game is being a run-first offense. And to have a run-first offense, you need to feature 2 running backs. You know what I mean? Like in today's National Football League, you got to give Josh Jacobs some rest. Even though he's a pitch count kind of running back, I would say for every 5 Josh Jacobs carries, you give Zeus 2. So I think that Zamir White, this game, gets 11 carries. And I think with those 11 carries, he makes the most of it, and that Zeus scores a touchdown in this game.
I'm with it, man. Look, bro. I've been waiting to see Zeus unleashed because it seems as though the few plays that he was out there, he actually looked really good, and then it's just boom, right back away from him. Like I don't really understand that. That's why at this point, after Mark Davis said that, Josh was the coach for the foreseeable future, I felt like, oh, okay, they're trying to lose. They're trying to lose. Like they're just trying to lose. They're trying to lose, bro.
Bro, you know what? I never think that they're trying to lose, but I don't think that they're trying to win. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds so stupid, right? But you can go out there and try to evaluate talent, and then if you win, cool. But you don't have to go out there to willfully try to lose. Like, this isn't Major League where you got the owner wanting to fucking lose. You know what I mean? Yeah, we've all seen the movie Major League One, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that that's what's happening here, but I think that they're just trying to evaluate this roster within a game setting and a game scenario. I don't think that they're like really pressed to go to the playoffs and get knocked out in the first round, to be quite honest with you.
At this point, they're trying to see what works and what don't. Shout out to GA, man. To be honest, that's not going to happen, brother. That won't happen at all. Love you, Patriot, but my brother, that's not going to happen at all, King. Andy says, if McDaniels was smart, big if. This is factory outlet right there, Andy. Shout out to my dog. What are you guys leaning towards score-wise? I mean, let's start with Big Mike. I think we kind of touched on it briefly, but where are you at in terms of the score? What do you got? What do you got for us?
So like I said, like the run games for both sides. I mean, we're looking at a possibility defensively for both sides, kind of canceling each other out as far as the run game goes. So you're going to see a Carr versus what's his name? Lawrence game, which these two haven't been playing very well all season. So if that is the case, you're going to get you're going to get drives, but then you're going to get field goals, when it's all said and done. So, I'm going to say that the score is going to be like a 23-20 game. And I think I don't want to pick the Raiders anymore, man. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Like it's tough for me to pick the Raiders these days, bro. But
I know, bro. I know.
And you know what? The question you gave Cane Town is, is this East Coast thing going to affect the Raiders? I don't think so. They've been out there all week. So, they got it acclimated. They got to be acclimated at this point. So,
the Jags are coming back from London too. So that's not an easy task. You know what I mean?
They got some acclimating to do themselves. So I don't think that's going to be really much of a factor, but I think that we'll get this win from a late field goal. I think we're going to see Carlson wrapping it up for us 23-20.
I like that. Kane, what you got, bro?
After seeing, so if Josh isn't running the ball well, I don't believe we're going to have a ton of scoring. I don't think we're going to hit up to 35-40, but I got us 28-17.
I think that's what Wasted got. Did you Wasted? You had 28.
Yeah, listen. I live rent free in Cane Town.
Oh, get that. Calm your peanut head down, sir.
Okay, so 28-17. 28-17 from both my dogs down there. I got it 28-14. Real quick, everybody in the chat, before y'all do this, make sure y'all wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. Put your final score predictions in the comments section. I want to see where we are with it. I see Lucifer got a 19-12. Damn, Lucifer, my brother. Vicky 21-17. Joel got a 34-30. Chester got a 35-21. I'm here for it. Defense, Wasted. What does this defense look like to you today? We struggled. We have not been able to get to the quarterback. I was just talking to both our bros about it. But what do you expect out of this defense today? Because Jacksonville struggled. They struggled. They struggled offensively. Trevor Lawrence, I think I said it before, 10 touchdowns, 6 INTs, like a quarterback rating of like 84 at this point. ETN is the guy that we need to keep an eye on. He can definitely Alvin Kamara the fuck out of us today if we allow him to. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So how are you feeling about the defensive side of the ball? We can talk about Derek Carr and Josh and Devontae all damn day, but what do you expect out of this defense today?
I think this defense is definitely going to cause a turnover today, and I think that Doug Peterson is the kind of coach who likes to throw the football. And when you throw the football with a guy who's a turnover machine like a Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence is a guy who gets out there, he moves, he tries to get out of the pocket with his feet. Trevor Lawrence is a frail guy. And with the kind of guys that we have on the edge, that bodes pretty bad for Trevor Lawrence, because the one thing our defense does well is they tackle in the open field very well. And we have stout edge rushers who are fast and they're really good in pursuit. So I think we're going to get some turnovers from our defensive line, i.e. Max Crosby, maybe from one of our linebackers. And we might have a Trayvon Merring sighting. We might have a Trayvon Merring.
Big Mike said it. Big Mike said it first, man. Hey, Wasted be stealing shit, man.
You know?
Oh, man, listen, I am renaming you Graphk Hater. I was
Wasted watched the whole show. Hey, Wasted watched the whole show, came and then jumped on and said, "Yeah, man, this, these motherfuckers, man." Hey, what defensive tackle steps up today? I see John Beck was talking about, B. Nichols has been non-existent. I see one person had a bold prediction, had Matthew Butler with a sack today. Neil Farrell's been okay out there. Andrew Billings has kind of been a breath of fresh air in the run game. At some point, does any defensive tackle get like a full-blown, like a full sack, not a half sack? You know what I mean? Like a full.
It would have to be Bilal Nichols. It would have to be Bilal Nichols.
Yep.
Bilal Nichols is the bull rush king. That's the one thing that Bilal Nichols can do. He can get upfield. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off. He is the bull rush king. I see Bilal Nichols getting upfield and getting after it today, especially the way Trevor Lawrence plays quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is a guy where he steps up in the pocket. He tries to get upfield. He takes off and runs because he doesn't really trust the guys that he has around him blocking for him. I can see Bilal Nichols getting up there and Trevor Lawrence being right there for him, man. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. No,
we good. Hey, Big Mike, do this real quick. Since my guy is the bet machine, you know what I'm saying? Give us some stuff in that, because I'm totally oblivious in that realm, bro. Give us some odds today, man.
All right, so let's start with the game. Right, we got Raiders Jags. Raiders are a 1.5 point favorite. They're the over under is 48. Like I said, if you follow my score 23-20, you're gonna bet the under on this one, under 48 points combined. Okay. It's pretty much a pick'em game. A 1.5 point favorite is the Raiders, so you can go either way. If you're gonna go player props, I like the fact that Kane Town said that Devontae Adams is gonna get a touchdown. That's something that I think is going to happen too, and I think it's going to happen for the first touchdown. I think Josh McDaniels is one of those guys that likes to crank up, his scripted plays, those first 15 plays that you see opening the game. He's one of the best to do it. We start off fast, but we for whatever reason we can't finish. So he can crank out a good script at the beginning. And I think because Devontae Adams only had one catch for 3 yards, it's going to be an emphasis to put Devontae Adams on the board. So if you want to get some good money out of it, man, I would go with Devontae Adams to score first touchdown. It's a plus 550. So let's just do the quick math, man. Like if you put $20 on it, right, you're going to win $110 off of that bet. That's easy money, man. Easy money.
Big Mike with all this shit. So if you guys do not follow him on I Got Next on Men of Order on YouTube, also Unbiased Football Talk podcast, make sure you subscribe to our brother, man. He out here speaking the gospel when it comes to the betting world. Kane Town, man, give me some final thoughts on this game, bro. What are you actually looking at? Like, what does it come down to the run game for you? Like, what give us some just on the way out. What are you looking at in terms of this game? Like, is it like, what are you, if we can get through this win, right? If we get this dub and we're looking at the Colts next week at Allegiant Stadium, what are you looking for in this game to see if we can win the next one? If that makes any sense to you.
The key word of the day is capitalize. If Trevor Lawrence over the last
capitalize on your internet, you scrub.
I deserve that. So we need to capitalize on Trevor Lawrence has thrown 4 interceptions to to 2 touchdowns in the last 4 games. Ooh. We need to get not only force the turnovers, we need to capitalize. We can't be getting turnovers and then going 3 and out.
Yes.
Red zone opportunities, like the same thing all year. Capitalize on red zone opportunities. Give Josh the goddamn ball and quit trying to throw it in the red zone.
I love it.
If we do those things, if we force turnovers and score off turnovers, and we can capitalize on getting in the red zone, we could. I mean, it's lately it's hard to say we could dog walk these cats all the way through the game.
I couldn't have said it any better, man. Wasted. What can happen? What needs to happen today for you to be right back on the bandwagon? Like, okay, we got some steam.
Bandwagon ass.
Well, just like King Town said.
See, why can't you? Why don't you have any of your own thoughts, man?
I'm saying
execution. We need better fucking execution.
Oh, so you can, bro. You can use Gruden's in the car. I didn't know you could do that.
Yes, that's right. Gruden's in the car. Damn it, he rides with me every day. No, but seriously, for me to be back on the train, bro, I don't think that'll happen this week for me, bro. Like. For me to be back on track and to believe in what's going on here, we got to get to 500. You know what I mean? Like let's just be for real here. I'm not fooled by them winning one game against a pedestrian football team. But what will be good for me and what'll make me feel better is if they can play a complete football game on all sides of the football. If they can play great, stout defense, they can stop the run. That'll be something that'll be a real good sign for me, is if some of our young pups up front could stop Travis Etienne, because he's been balling. Like, he's a guy in the National Football League that has not been getting a lot of credit. He's not been getting a lot of pub, but he's a guy that is looking to be one of the future running backs that next year when people do their fantasy drafts, that's a guy you want to pick up very, very early.
You know he's great when you can give up. You know he's great when you can give up James Robinson like it was nothing. Like that's how you know ETN is that great, when you can just give him up for nothing like that. You know what I mean? So we definitely got to keep an eye on him. I think he is going to be the big factor that we need to keep an eye on Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying?
I got some name right too. Doc's got his name right.
It's ATN actually.
ETN.
Listen, I don't know. I have a friend named Eric ATN.
Bro, wasted. You still say Moreg. We're not doing
Look, listen. There's a fighter named Clifford ATN. Right, and I have a friend named that I think dude is from Dominica. I've one of my best friends. His last name is Eric Etienne. So I don't know, spelled the exact same way.
It's definitely not fucking Etienne.
Trayvon Morig. Trayvon Morig.
Etienne. He was called him Etienne. It made it sound like something you catch on the bottom of your feet.
ETN, okay? ETN, motherfucker.
Hey, but no, and listen, in all seriousness though, like, I don't want this guy to come out here, because he's a guy that can wreck this game the same way Alvin Kamara did last week. Yeah. If we can bottle him up and we can play stout run defense, and Derek Carr can get back on track and have a 300-yard passing game, couple of tutties, then you can kind of see that things are starting to churn. I don't want to see us win this game and Derek Carr have another pedestrian game. If Derek Carr is having a pedestrian game, we know that this season is not turning around. We need for Derek Carr to be Derek Carr of old for us to even think that we're going to broach the playoffs.
Because you know why? We don't get sold on this, big bro, because what's going to happen, well, I'm not going to say it's going to happen because I don't want to put it into the universe, but our Raiders are such, this is the Raiders in a nutshell. You go out to Jacksonville, you blow them out on the road. Then you go home and you make Ellinger look like Tom Brady in his prime.
Oh, man.
Am I lying?
I can so lying,
That's why I'm not getting too hyped about this shit. I really got a feeling we're going to be doing a couple mock drafts during this game. Look. This is tough, man. It's sad because we're 2-5, and this game is not going to be easy at all. It's not. So, look, at the end of the day, I hope we pull this one off. 3-5 is a lot better than 2-6. I don't think I have any more 7-day depression periods in me. I don't want to do this shit anymore. I just want to be able to smile throughout the week and be cool and enjoy my work, enjoy my job.
Yeah, fucking Raiders took Docs off of social media this week,
bro. Yes, bro. Like definitely, and they may do it again. God forbid. You know
Facts, bro. I mean, I don't want to be calling Derek Carr Forky all week, bro. I don't want to be calling him Forky, bro.
So that's where it came from. I didn't know what the fuck when Primos was saying Forky. I'm like, what the fuck is Forky? What's Forky?
You see, Graphk, when I guess when the last Toy Story came out, your kids were probably babies. But you know, my kids.
Now I know. Forky. Yeah, no, I watched the movie, so now I know what you are talking about. But I didn't know what the fuck Forky?
Yeah, Forky, I'm trash. He kept saying, I'm trash. He's
damn. Hey, Primos, you ain't shit, bro. Primos,
actually, that came from me. I was called Derek Carr Forky.
Well, either way, look, either way, wherever it came from, y'all ain't shit. All right, real quick, man. I want everybody to make sure you guys get used to these faces. K-Town, he'll come in and out 30,000 times every live.
Man, this is the last time it's gonna happen.
But he'll be here. Shout out to my brother K-Town. Shout out to my brother Big Mike. Once again, follow his podcast. Follow him over at Middle Order on YouTube. Our brother Wasted, y'all already know what time it is. We're Raider Nation Unlimited. We're about to do this live here, you guys, for the game. If anybody wants to jump on, it's all good. I'll send a link if you guys want to pull in and just shoot the shit during the game. Planet Raiders, you guys. We got away from it a bit because we were trying to make this thing right. Like I said before, the website is up. It's just not active. You know what I mean? We're working heavily behind the scenes. I know our brother Waste has been there's been sleepless nights trying to get this shit right. You know what I mean? But
it's crazy.
Yeah, I know, bro. But our writers, K-Town, Big Mike, they're gonna be writing some crazy articles. Our head writer, Raiders.Scouts, can be doing a million things on our Planet Raiders platform. And then me and Waste are gonna do our thing. We are looking for more writers, you guys, more content creators for Planet Raiders. So if you guys want to be a part of this, reach out to any of us. Reach out to any of us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can get at us. Comment section on YouTube. Let us know what you can bring to the table because we're trying to create a massive team where this shit is just untouchable. It's consistent content left and right. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. Planet Raiders, man. On the way out, my brothers, anything y'all want to say before we get to this? I didn't realize I got another show starting in 15 minutes.
Damn. Yeah, you know what? I do want to get, kind of leave everybody with a little bit of positivity because we were talking about we're not excited if they win or lose this one. I'm gonna throw the schedule out there, and I know that we said that a lot of these games were winnable, but we win this game, we're 3-5. We got the Colts, the Broncos, Seahawks before we face the Chargers. For me, I think I'll be happy and be excited about this team again if we go 6-5 going into LA.
Yes.
So
hell yeah.
That's kind of where I stand with that one. But yeah, we got it one at a time, of course, but that's kind of where I'm standing with the Raiders right now.
If we're 6-5, Big Mike, get the spare room ready. I'm flying out to LA and I'm gonna go watch the game.
Okay.
I'm telling you now.
Hey, speaking of Seattle, what's up?
Man, look, we'll only be 500 at that point.
Yeah. 500 ain't enough, bro.
Everybody trying to get everybody out there, man. I think Andy's the only one who's saying he's going.
Yeah, Andy won't even do a live right now. Andy ain't going nowhere. He's in the comment section. He won't jump on the show tonight.
He's on the top bunk,
bro. Bro. But the whole bed is probably somewhere in the midst of West Oakland. It's probably floating somewhere, bro. Like Andy gave up on everything at this point. All he wants to do is work. I get it, bro. All he want to do is work. He's like, fuck this shit. But yeah, hey, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Pull up. We'll be live in 15 minutes, you guys. Watch party. Raiders at Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go get this fucking dub, you guys. For real, we need this desperately. With that being said, man, love y'all. Planet Raiders, you know what time it is. Wipe them feet on the way out. Shout out to everybody that was in the comment section, sending supers, just putting in chats, whatever, just anything that y'all brought to the table. We appreciate you guys. And we'll catch you in a few minutes, man. One.
Go.